Okay, we're at 806 Main Street in Covington, Kentucky, doing a sanitary lateral inspection for the purchase of a home. Going through the PVC stack in the center left of the basement, rear left of the basement. We're just looking for, this is a PVC stack that looks like it has been replaced, but we're looking for any structural issues, any root intrusion, anything that may be of concern to the potential buyer. Going to be going through a PVC stack, like I said. So this has been replaced, and I'm looking to find probably either cast iron or clay. Underground, that's the normal material for a house this age. It's probably going to be clay the whole way out, unless something's been repaired or replaced. So, as you can see now, it's kind of staring there at the ground. But this is the clean out we're going into here. And that's the entrance to the basement. This looks like a sink line here. It's pretty got a good amount of grease in it, and it is clay underneath the ground here. So if you look, these are seams. About every 3 feet you have a seam here. These only came in like 3-foot sections, so there's a lot of seams. So far these all look very, very good. Now this looks like this is supposed to drop here. See if we can get through this weird little there we go. So on this, with this camera here, it doesn't have a self-leveler, so the bottom of the pipe is actually, you can see the line on the bottom of the pipe where the water's running. Looks like another pipe coming in the top there. I'm going to kind of note that at 32 feet and just kind of come back and hopefully get a little bit better look at that on the way back. Doesn't look like there's an issue there. It's just looks a little strange on the top of the pipe. That looks like maybe that was a plug right there. Here's some. Alright, looks like we have a. Huh, I wonder what this is there. Looks like a root maybe? 47 feet. We'll note on that one too. Just because. I'm going to locate that and see what that is. That did look like a root, but we'll be able to get a better look at that on the way back. Structurally, so far, the pipe looks really good. Here's a belly. It's like a little bit of an offset. That's not much. I mean, this camera is only about a ½ an inch off the bottom of the pipe, and I didn't see there wasn't any like major buildup of solids or anything. So. Again, there's a little bit of water here. It just means the line's flat. I don't see anything like big solids sitting in this and backing up or anything, which would be an indication that there's a larger issue. But it looks like just as long as it's, water's flowing, it'll take everything out to the main, which we should be coming up to here in a second. Should be dropping into the main here. And there we are. So that is the larger pipe, the main sewer line out in the street. So we've made it through the entire lateral, or the line that comes out of the house that goes into the main. So we're going to pull back now and get a little bit better inspection. What was going on? Structurally, the pipe looked really, really good, especially for a house this age with clay. Didn't really see a lot of settling or offsets or a lot of things that you would normally see in a house this age. Let's take a look at something. Okay. Now I just wanted to check something there on the distance. Wanted to make sure that my footage was reading right, but again, everything looks really good here. Didn't really see anything of major concern. There may be a root that has gotten in. But again, that didn't really look like it was causing any immediate issue. And there's a little bit of an offset, but I think that's actually a turn. Just a slight bend. There is a little bit of water buildup there, a little small belly, which again isn't really uncommon for something like that where they're making a turn. And again, not uncommon for something this age. So now this one is kind of what I'm wondering what this is here. So it looks like this is just either some sort of root or pretty sure it's a root. It is in the flow line, which is kind of odd. I mean, a lot of times you see things like this that are mineral deposits or something like that, but for not having anything coming off of it, this may have been treated and maybe the root is dead because it seems awfully solid. And that's about 3 foot long. So the only thing it looks like it's going in between two junctions, two connections. So I am going to go ahead and mark that at 44 feet, 45 feet. It looks like stuff is escaping past it, but I am going to pause here and I'm going to get a locate just to mark where this is. Where it is physically under the ground, so that there's a reference point if they need to do some further investigation. Okay, so that was that is right at the foundation in the front of the building, right as it exits the house. And so, yeah, I believe that's just an old root. That could easily be taken care of with a cleaning. It's not a major issue, especially with the condition of the rest of this pipe. I mean, it's very, very little. But I would recommend, having that cleaned just to make sure that you know, that's not going to catch anything on its way by. It looks like the flow path on the left side is making it past, and obviously my camera made it past. But yeah, it just looks like a root that went from one section to another and grew through the pipe. So I would definitely want to have that taken care of, just to kind of remove it from the pipe before it causes damage. It does look weird. It looks like maybe it was hit with maybe a chemical or something. Killed it at some point. I wanted to make note of this too. I kind of said it in passing as I went by, but if you look at the top of the screen here, that looks like somebody had plugged a spot like inside the house. Maybe there was something that used to be there, and that's why that thing is sticking through. It doesn't look like any kind of broken pipe. It looks like a purposeful plug. So same thing here. That looks like a plug. Somebody could plug something. It looks like the plumbing has been changed. Like I said, this whole stack has been replaced with PVC. Looks like it's been done well. Seeing there's another one on the right side of the screen. So looks like they probably altered a few things. And then when the code changes, they took it off. But this spot here looks like there's probably a clean out, and so that's why it drops. It goes in and then it drops like that. Doesn't look like it. I mean, obviously it wasn't causing an issue. There's nothing sitting there, no solids. That did look like some root intrusion there on the sides. So maybe this was cleaned, or at least it was maybe the owner has had it cleaned recently, or use a chemical treatment to try to kill the roots back. But it's hard for me to tell, because for everything I've seen, it looks really good structurally, which is our main concern. Roots are a pretty normal occurrence as far as these old lines like this, the old clay. They get in, like I said, there's a joint every 3 feet, so they tend to find their way in a little bit, so it's not unusual to have to do some maintenance there. But that line looked really good structurally, and from what I could tell, other than that one little spot there with that root or whatever it may be, I'm assuming it's a root, other than that, everything looked great. So this will all be in the report. But I really didn't see any major concern there. And so that will end the inspection at 806 Main Street in Covington, Kentucky.